time out.
Absolutely.
Just driving by, I thought I'd stop in. Just kind of touch base. Things look pretty good so far this year.
It's been alright.
Yeah. Are you happy? I mean, what's going on? I look at some of your numbers. It looks like you're growing, but it just seems to be minuscule in comparison to what some other guys are doing around here.
Well, I
so just
really,
wonder what's going on.
I want more new patients. Obviously, I got my brother coming in here in another month, so that's sometime in August.
July or August. Okay.
So I wanted to have basically double the new patients before I hired you.
You want double? Okay. So what are you envisioning? I mean, with having him come on board, obviously you want to have him up and running when he walks in. Is he doing his own hygiene in the beginning, or how are you going to?
We do a little bit, but I wanted to build it up myself. Really build the hygiene up, and I had holes all over the place.
And I know you do. Everyone else does. Trust me, I'd be retired by now. If I could figure out a way to fill everyone's midday hygiene, it would be the best solution to dentistry there is. The problem is, it's not going to happen. You got to worry far less about what's going on. You know better than I do, but I would imagine between 10 and 3, hygiene at best is going to be spotty. And if it's busy on paper, cutting the day up, you've got voice people canceling, or running late, people saying they can't make it. It's the case, it's always going to be the case moving forward. You got to just have the schedule just dominant. 7 to 10, all hygiene, 4 to close.
Well, we have those late hours. I have those late hours.
You do, and actually it's great because the majority are those lovely shopper calls that your staff probably loves that we do. They're great. The availability is good. If anything, it's just a matter of, I don't think by any means you've really struck new potential for practice. I mean, I notice you're only mailing currently 5,000 a month. And I know in the beginning, when you were scratch, we were just kind of testing the waters, seeing how things were going. But at this rate, I mean, there's absolutely no reason you should be mailing 10 or 15,000, especially if your brother-in-law is starting next month. I mean, I agree with you. I don't want him coming here twiddling his thumbs, waiting for work. But I say we ramp it up right now, get it busy, so that way by the time he starts, he's got 2 or 3 days of hygiene or however you want to do it. I would love for you. I know you got 4 kids. I take it your wife wants you home more, doing laundry and things of that nature, right? So why don't we talk about split shifts? I mean, there's no reason for you guys both to be here all day, every day at the same hours.
Well, what about the staff? I mean, how am I, if I can't have if I'm here in the morning, he's here in the afternoon, how am I going to have?
Well, a lot of clients do different things, but I mean, the easy solution is you could have, not split staff, but you have, let's say you come in at 7 in the morning. You've got a hygienist here at 7 in the morning. Sure. She works 7 to 4, double booked. That's what we're talking about. So you do, I think, right now about, 1 day a week you're doing that?
We tried it. It's, it's okay. I'm getting them used to it.
What do you mean, okay? Are they?
No, they're doing it, but it takes they're not able to do an hour. It's an hour and a half. Maybe, it's just, they fall in lives.
Sounds like you need maybe some more hand-holding them with the process. Because usually, we're not minimizing how long they're here. We're not minimizing the care they're being given. We're just simply making it more efficient. So as a result, obviously, you have the opportunity to see more patients, diagnose more treatment,
right?
Make hygiene busier and busier.
So
the biggest
all day then? You do it?
Accelerate? No, absolutely not. Most clients just from 7 to 9, 9:30, then go back to single booked between 9 and 3 when it's obviously the demand just tends to not really be there. But again, from 3 o'clock onwards, just like you go to a restaurant. If I tell you, hey, I'll treat you to a great dinner in town, you can choose wherever you want to go. But rather than go at 7, I'll take you at 2:30. Probably kick me in the ass. Probably. The idea simply is that we have to give the market what they want. I mean, it's not fun for me to go every office and tell everybody, hey, you got to modify your hours, you got to come in early, you got to come in late. But bottom line, that's what it boils down to. It's not going to matter. A 9 to 5 practice is dead. It doesn't work. I mean, most of our clients, especially around here, we got people driving 40 minutes to an hour to Phoenix. Yeah. Anything after 9:30 in the morning, there's no way. They might say yes now and say, oh yeah, I'll take it 10 o'clock, but I promise you, come the day of, the night before, there's no way it works for them. They find reasons not to come in. And if the guy down the street is open at 7 in the morning or is open Saturdays, which I still feel is another excellent opportunity for you guys. I know your staff will tell you no one will want it, but if you incentivize them and make their bonus plan in place, it's very simple.
So how am I going to get them to stay late, work Saturdays, do all? So they all got kids, they got families.
It's obviously the number one thing we always hear as to why staff say they can't do it. Like anything else in life, you throw them a bone, you give them more incentives, more reasons, more cash. I promise you, just like accelerated hygiene, in the beginning, the hygienists will say it won't work because patients hate it. They think we're a clinic. You give them more money, you pay them either per head, or you give them more opportunity to make more money. All the reasons why it doesn't work, it will make it work.
Well, why would I pay them more money? I mean, they already have holes in the middle of the day, and so I mean, it's like they're supposed to be seeing 8 patients a day. They only see
every hygienist
5 or 6.
Sure, but imagine imagine between 7 and 9 if that hygienist saw at least 4 patients. And look, you're doing twice the amount of exams.
Right.
And on top of that, let's say if you were to pay her, there's so many different variations. I don't want to bombard you with different formulas, but a lot of our clients either pay a hygienist $50 an hour or $35 for every patient seen. So imagine you're a hygienist who has an assistant now between 7 and 9 and from 3 to close. She can make more money in those 4 hours versus being single booked 8 to 5. What I don't want you to do is I don't want a hygienist getting paid $50 an hour when she's only seeing 4 patients a day.
Yeah,
it must drive you crazy. Yeah. This is not meant as punishment for the hygienist, but it's the reality of business.
Right.
But the busier they are, they should get paid more. But who cares if you're paying another $500 a month if you're taking home another $15,000? And don't work harder. I don't want you to be here 12 hours a day. But between having the luxury of having a brother-in-law who has a vested interest in the practice, and you obviously want to work with us, you can work 4 days a week if you want, 7 to 7. You guys split it up every other Saturday, or at least make it be available to the community. I guarantee you, there's no way that Saturday will be good. Every client I've seen yesterday and today, Saturdays, they hate to admit it, but it fills up. On paper, they do all hygiene, but they offer same day.
They don't do any restorative on Saturdays?
They will, but on paper, most clients will have 2 hygienists double booked from 8 till 1 o'clock. Doctor is just doing exam.
How would it be restorative?
On the day of, if you find treatment that can be done, boom, you got an empty chair, you got 5 ops here. Yeah. Move them over. Or if you even want, have the doctor here. You can have 2 doctors. You can have. Don't let the chair space dictate the growth of your practice. You have the luxury of, you've got the chairs here, you've got the rooms. Think about how many hours a week you're currently closed, where you know you can be more profitable. Right? I know it's thinking outside the box, but keep in mind, you're paying for this space every single day. And the amount of hours that you're closed, where we know people would be here, and Restore would get busier, your staff would get paid more money, your brother-in-law would love you for hiring him. It makes all the sense in the world. I mean, you're doing great. I don't want you to think that I'm telling you you're not doing things well. It's just, it's tip of the iceberg stuff. Like now you're at that level where it's time to increase the availability, make more demand. And as a result, your brother-in-law makes more money, you make more money, you get to work less. I mean, I imagine you want to be home, like we talked about earlier. I just think I know you're in a great position. It's just a matter of taking the steps to do it. Don't let your staff dictate to you that I don't know what I'm talking about. I know they're going to tell you this marketplace is different. People are all family here and they don't mind. We have a lot of house moms. Well, if that's the fact, why is anybody here at 11 o'clock? Why is there 11 o'clock wait time today? Why is there 7 o'clock? The hard thing about your office is that because you close at 5, we don't even know how much busier you could be. You and I both know between 5 and 8 p.m. you'll be slammed. Put a banner on the building offering late evening appointments, including Saturdays. That's what they call. They don't call because you're a new CEREC machine. I wish they did, but they don't. Make sense?
Yeah.
So what are you going to change? Or when? What can I do to make sure you do this? Otherwise, I'm going to pull something.
I'm going to talk to the hygienist and see if I can get a couple stay later. I don't know if you have anyone around that can.
Yeah, of course. There's plenty of guys around. I think you actually know Dr. Cooper out in Maricopa, out in Scottsdale, wherever he is. But he did it, and it's never not the case. As soon as you add it, automatic. And that will give you future confidence in knowing that you can fill it as long as you add it. But there's no way to know how much more you could be doing if obviously you don't have it in place. Chicken or the egg?
Yeah, I got you. Build it and they will come.
Yes, but this is bulletproof. There's no way it doesn't work. It's never not been the case. And if it doesn't work, I'll have John here in front of you who will fix it, pay for the marketing, we'll do whatever it takes. But Right now, we just need to focus on expanding the overall capacity of this practice. You've got the luxury of the chair space, you've got the doctor coming in. It's bulletproof. So I'll have you start mailing 30,000 brochures. Any other questions? Good. I'll send you some names over.
That'd be great. Send me over.
I also got a good video for you to watch that basically breaks down the accelerated hygiene. I know you mentioned there's some issues with how long they're going.
Yeah,
which normally means that
it'd be
the
good if they could
allocation
see
of
it
time.
done. They could see it done.
Yeah, the allocation of time sounds like something's being either the hygienist is doing too much.
I know they and me. I don't want to sacrifice the quality of the appointment. I want them to have a good experience. And I know they love that. They love Becky.
It's not
She's
being,
great.
and they always love the hygienist, but then why isn't she booked? Why has she been here only 4 days a week for the last 2.5 years? And you've added up on average 50 people a month. That's 500 patients a year, coming back twice. That's 1,000 appointments just for those existing patients. So something's not mathematically doesn't add up. We just need to focus. We need to basically clone that entire department. Hygiene equals you're seeing more people. Hygiene dies. Guess who dies next? All right, so I'll send you over some things. I'll call you. Can I call you Monday?
Absolutely.
All right, and then we'll get it cranked out. I'm out here again. I want to see the last week of August. Let me know. I'll be happy to meet with the staff, with the hygienist, to make sure. But and keep in mind, the incentive plan. I'll send you over some ideas that I know will definitely take away all the resistance. When they see more money, I promise you that the mouth gets closed about reasons why things won't work.
Right.
It's always been the case.
Right.
So cool. Well, thanks. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Get back to work.